Not gonna be before you long. Um, and some might even watch this later. So, I've been seeing a lot about this Greenleaf TV show about based on church or what have you. So I am on the first episode. I'm halfway through it, and I have some meetings I gotta go to, so I'm gonna have to leave. But I do want to get on here and just say a little something. I find it very funny that they're having a show based on a church, a bishop, and Greenleaf. Of course, we know that we say money is green. To me, it's pretty much talking about how corrupt the church is. Now, when I told y'all the Cavs was going to win some weeks ago before they actually won because of the 30-30, 30-for-30 on ESPN was giving us pretty much a clue that they were going to win. I'm not finding this very odd that all of a sudden now the network that's owned by Oprah has a show that's depicting the pretty much the negative side of black churches when it comes to money and scandals, mainly sexual scandals that are taking place in black churches. You have them in your white churches too. But it's very ironic that she comes out with a show like this right before we get ready to vote in the month of November. Like I've said in so many ways that Donald Trump is a pawn. He's only being used so that the Democratic Party will have a shoe-in in winning the White House, and most definitely want Hillary Clinton to take the place. So, watching Greenleaf, a portion that I've watched, and to see that the senator is going to start taking away tax exemptions, 501c3, if their stuff is not pretty much in order, in which we all know a lot of churches stuff is not in order. So this is to me is a warning to all churches. They're going to start spot checking and seeing what people are doing with the church money, pretty much, in so many words. A lot of times we don't pay no attention, but these TV shows and movies, even cartoons, have messages, subliminal messages letting us know, hey, this is about to take place, and we don't even pay attention to it. Even down to the massacre that took place at the church in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think that was North or South Carolina. I can't remember which state it is. Sorry for the dumbness part on my part. But almost the year to the exact day of that massacre takes place a club shooting in Orlando, Florida. Now, I'm not understanding how people are not piecing these things together. It's right in our faces that they're using that for a scare tactic, because if you are part of a church and your church already has security, they stepped up the security after the shooting that took place with the pastor and his members. And if you didn't have security, 9 times out of 10 you do now. Because they are afraid of what took place back then, like a year ago in that church. Now you have a club with homosexuals, and they get shot up. And they want to blame it on ISIS or Islamic fanatic to pretty much, once again, with the fear tactic. It's amazing how they're talking about O.J. Simpson's trial that happened it's been 20 years ago. And they're harping and they're doing all these 30 for 30s. They're doing a lot of times we don't pay attention to the signs, and I'm not understanding why we're not paying attention to the sign. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or a prophet to realize what is taking place. And what I'm trying to get you to understand, that once Hillary Clinton is in office, you're going to see a lot of things that's going to change, and it's not a positive thing, and it's going to go against the church. So if you continue to not take heed to what God is showing us is right in our faces, then I really, really feel sorry for you. Now, I've always said that those who are portraying to be pastors and saying that they are doing it for God, it will definitely come out in the open that they're not doing it for God. It's all about a quick fix or a quick way of becoming wealthy. Because as long as you have your house, your cars, whatever you purchase in the church's name, you don't have to pay taxes. So it's a lot. Greenleaf, I'm like, yeah, good afternoon. I'm looking at Greenleaf like, yeah, it's tattling on black pastors. So for those who, and I feel sorry for those who actually entertained Oprah and actually spent time with Oprah, she was definitely doing her homework. She was doing her homework, and little did y'all know she was making a TV show about y'all. Oprah was before I knew her as a a talk show host. She played in the Color Purple. She's an actress. And what does an actress do when they're trying to portray a person on screen, whether it be fiction or nonfiction? They study them. So all these pastors that thought they had Oprah as a friend, I'm trying to tell you, thought they had Oprah as a friend. They thought Oprah mean well, that she really wanted to know about Christianity. She was doing her homework. You know, I don't do my YouTube anymore, but it looks like I'm going to have to get back to doing it because a lot of these people are just not seeing the signs. Do you really think Oprah has time to spend with these pastors? Do you not see that she had an agenda when she did meet with you guys? Oprah was doing her homework. Marshall, I watched portions of Greenleaf, and Oprah did her homework. All these people that she was so-called friends with, like T.D. Jakes and Joel Osteen, Oprah was doing some research on these churches to make her show, Greenleaf. And the crazy part about it is talking about tithing and how, you know, they got this uncle that's, I don't know if it's the wife's brother or if it's the bishop's brother. But he's molesting girls left and right, and he doesn't get charged not one time. It gets brushed under the rug. Don't that take place in church? On top of that, the senator comes in and tells the bishop that, and this is the part where I stopped at, but tells the bishop, because I got to go in a minute, tells the bishop that we're going to, oh, that's a lie. That is a lie. Marsha, that is a lie. Y'all, when I'm telling you Oprah used these people for research to make this show, it's about all these people. It's not just about Kojic. It's about everybody she was friends with. She just got all their stuff and completed it as one story, y'all. It's not just about Kojic. It's about all denominations. Whoever went and sat with her and pretty much talked to her about what they do in church and the different things that they have and the visions and all that stuff, she took that and made it into this show. This show is not just about Kojic. It's about every black denomination in the goddamn the United States. Then you have a portion in the TV show where the senator comes and tells the pastor, the bishop, listen, we need to look at this 501c3. We're going to see if your stuff is in order. If it's not in order, then we're going to take it from you. And so the bishop is looking like, why are you coming at me? Why don't you go to the white churches? And he's like, I have white churches down there too. And then he goes and look at the list, the bishop. He said, well, I don't see such and such church in here, and they're growing like wildfire. He said, well, I just want to make sure that everything, yes, you can stream it on OWN, which is OWN, her network. What am I saying? Okay, just like we know Oprah's not just an entrepreneur, but she's an actress. And anytime you're playing a nonfiction part or a fiction part of a story, you have to do your research. This woman did her research by using these pastors. And she has made a TV show. And this is what I'm saying. Just like I said that the Cavaliers was going to win when people thought I was crazy. I don't think I got on Periscope and said it, but I was on my Facebook saying that the Cavaliers was going to win based on the 30 for 30 that I watch. I haven't seen, I'm not going to get into that. And then they have, y'all, this show is so, so of course they win. And so people looking at me like, okay, and now it's rumored that he's leaving. LeBron James might be going to the Lakers. Who is part of Bishop Blake's church? Oprah. Now, isn't Bishop Blake's church in California? And she resides, unless she didn't move. You know what? I think I am, because this is very interesting. Because by him, the senator telling the bishop about, they're going to check and make sure that they don't have any issues going on when it comes to the tithing and the giving. Well, whichever team you go to is just a politics. All this is politics. But when I saw that portion, the senator was like, I'm sure you're fine, right? And so the bishop looked at him and was like, yeah, we're fine. No, you're not. I'll guarantee you, if they audit every last black church, especially mega churches in the United States, they will lose their 501c3 and they will have to pay taxes. And guess what they said? Well, y'all, this is what he said. They're using this tactic for the church to start paying taxes to get United States out of debt. I told people. This is on the show. They're going to take their tax or have them paying so much taxes to get United States out of debt. They say that the church as a whole brings in billions of dollars every year. As a whole. We finna see who all finna be preaching still. Thank you. I am too, and that's why I told my husband when we start our church, we're not doing the 501c3. When it comes to the point where we're at a point where we're in a building, I'm gonna pay taxes. But right now we're using my somebody else's building. But we're paying taxes. I ain't got time for all this extra stuff. But we finna see who really finna remain pastor. Cause I have a feeling that's where Hillary's gonna solve the problem of the crisis of the crisis of United States being in debt. It wouldn't shock me one bit. Not one bit if they make churches pay taxes so they can pay off their debt. Wouldn't shock me one bit. Watch what I tell you. Oh, see? There go your facts. Since 1998, the black church has brought $420 billion. See, this is what happens. Come on now. Y'all, these pastors, apparently they don't have discernment. They cannot have discernment. I'm laughing because I feel sorry for them. Now, for churches that really do what they're supposed to do as far as helping their community, I applaud them. I'm not saying all churches are like this. But those main ones that be on the mainstream and talking about you need all this prosperity foolishness and you're giving your tithes and offering. That's why at the beginning, the daughter, she no longer preaches anymore. When she tipped the driver, he was like, no, my tip is already calculated. And she said, well, did your mom pay tithes? He said, I'm sure she did. He said, well, she said, this is partial that I can give back to you. And I'm like, what? Y'all have to watch Greenleaf. At first, I thought it was going to be a mess. But y'all, when I say it got so much to do with black churches, it got so much to do with black churches. It's crazy. So all this being, I'm friends with Oprah. I've been to Oprah's house. She doing her research on y'all. Y'all didn't even know it. And now she got a show. It's not just about Kojic. I promise you, if Ann is still on here, it's about all of them. And it's going to get great reviews because it's a well-written show. And you would think this stuff is real. I'm telling what she did because I used to write fictional books. And all you do is take on something that really happened in your life and change it a little bit and add like your friend stuff to it to make it to make it obvious that that writer is talking about you or themselves, but they're just making up something. 9 times out of 10 out of a book, 80% is real. Yes, I know, right? That Uncle Samuel, he's molesting kids and getting away with it. And the church is brushing it under the rug. Okay. No, I don't. Now, I know it's based in Tennessee, the show, like where they're portraying it from, which it also makes you think of Gilbert Earl Patterson, but you also have other well-known churches in Tennessee. You have Bishop Walker's church. I'm not saying this is about Bishop Walker, but he did go to her house and was a guest at her house once before. So, like I said, I'm thinking, okay. And then she's playing the character of this aunt that is considered pretty much a demon. That she goes against the will of God and she lives her life because she runs a club and all this. Y'all, when I say this is some mess, Memphis, I don't think they said Memphis. They said something, or did they say Memphis? But y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's just not just about Kojic. Because all that stuff like that is going on in a lot of churches. She did her homework. I have to give her props. Oprah, you did that. You did your homework. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it. I did not pay attention to that. I gotta look at that again. Because I really wasn't looking at the building on the inside. Oh yeah, it's very, oh, I just curled it a little bit and put it in a ponytail. I gotta go. I gotta go to this meeting in a minute. But y'all, I just had to get on here and we had to discuss this because I'm like, this show is good. She did her homework. I don't know how long she researched and how long she actually got all these different stories. But Oprah, you did your homework and you did it very well. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. We will see churches having to pay taxes to get United States out of debt. I think I am. I think. What day does it come on? Because I was watching on demand. And how many episodes have they done thus far? Oh, and then it's on Wednesdays. I wonder how I need to pay attention who did the screenwrites, and because they picked the right people to act. You know, they didn't use a lot of people that's known. In this show, they picked the perfect person to be Bishop. But y'all, and that first lady, they picked the best one to be first lady. Y'all, I'm just, oh, I don't have cable. I don't have satellite. I stream. You know, we get so, oh, oh. Now is because I know there was a series with HBO. Is that a male or a female? I need to do and I've been so out of the loop. I don't even research stuff no more. I just watch it and look and be like, what? Huh. And I'm sure this has been pre-recorded like months in advance. I'm gonna have to research.